Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sharafi bin Shaffiai. My number is 272215, and I will continue the next presentation about the assistant movie that related to my part with is lesson learned and ethical lesson. So we can learn from this movie, interpret its storyline or situation that been portrayed by the actor in the movie. First ethical lesson is all employees like Jane need to know about her right law and share it with other member or colleagues so they can know about your right and their right should be worked with. Role and guidance as employee that been highlighted under International Labour Organization ILO. Like Jane need to be treated with dignity and respect. This is her right because dignity and respect are imperative to build work environment where employees feel valued and engaged. Employees who feel valued and respected by their organization will show much more respect to their work and become invaluable to team and organization success. There are some recent surveys show that 93% of people agree that grateful bosses are more likely to succeed for the company, and 81% of people would work harder to get a grateful boss by their side. Happy employees are more productive and more focused, which enhance their performance and lead to better customer treatment, fewer sick days, fewer on-the-job accident, and less stress, also burn out. By doing how you can do this by thank for your colleague, like your colleague of Jane can thank her for tiny favor and smile to her. Her colleague also need to appreciate when she helped them with their project. It's easy to treat others with respect when they push her to do their job, especially when they doesn't want their job. And then we go to the next one is paid salary on the agreed date and time. Because if you see under the Employment Act 1955 under Section 19 has stated that employer must pay salary or wages of employee as agreed in the employment contract within 7 days on the last day of the payment period of the month. If Jane case, even that she resigned of half of the month working, she need to know that she entitled for salary on the day that she's still working during the month before she resigned, because under Section 69 Employment Act 1995 has stated that she entitled for the half of the money that she worked for the company. So getting paid on time is one of the Jane right as employer after all the hard work that she done for her company. And then this is one of the important right that all employers must have. They can get to have a safe working condition. Jane entitled for safe working condition that safe and healthy which is suitable for all people that work in the company or visit the company. This means that her employer must look at the issues such as space it is big enough for all employers and not cramped and packed for employer to work with, and cleanness of the place, lighting, ventilation, adequate toilet, washing and changing facilities. Why it is important? It is because working environment is affected by so many factors including health and safety, security and working hour. A poor working environment can damage your health and put your safety at risk. In Jane's case, she doesn't get a proper space at workstation she can work with after her boss giving her workstation to the new intern. So she need to clean up other people mess, and they doesn't have janitor at the office. This is give her so much trouble and not proper for her, also has violated her right to work in appropriate condition. There is another example when Jane working with the photocopy machine, it gets stuck, so no one help her, so she need to solve the problem by herself, which can lead to the serious injury. And then next one is favor labor practice. As employee, we all expect to be treated with fairness and respect by our employer. So this includes the basic assumption that we will be valued as individuals with unique strengths and weakness to contribute our organization. So if you see in the Jane case, she get discrimination, unfair treatment, harassment from her boss and colleague because of her gender. Not only her, but most of the female employees in the company will get unfair treatment if they not fulfill their boss and male colleague preference due to the high favoritism in the office culture that been happen. Most of the female workers want to change their department when they're working same as Jane, as they doesn't feel any discrimination on other department. Jane will always undermine even though she competent enough at her job. She also being humiliated by her boss as he said that she is jealous to the new intern and he never interested and liked her, so she doesn't have to worry about her safety. Based on the Jane case, her manager could take a dislike to her and make her life difficult, unfairly criticizing her work and setting her menial tasks that doesn't suit with her job. So she has right to work what she assigned for and not other unnecessary work that doesn't relevant to her job scope as a assistant at the company. She also should get reward based on her performance and not being evaluated by her gender or any task she need to be assigned for. So still under element that with its employer right, with its to non-victimization in claiming right and using procedure. For me, after watching the movie, I think Jane has right to be a whistleblower when she came to the HR department to inform that there is a gender discrimination that happened in their company and her boss made sexual harassment toward her during her consultation session with the HR manager. She made a right move because there is a Protected Disclosure Act 2014 where it states if you make disclosure about wrongdoing in the workplace, you are protected against penalization. So it doesn't make any sense when the HR manager have threatened her by saying if her want to continue her case and grievance that will give effect to her career in the company will not go much further anymore and she will be dismissed without appropriate reason. For me, it has violated her right as employee because there is a Act Protect Disclosure 2014. So it is employee right to say anything about wrongdoing in the company. And then the next one is all protection and benefit of the basic condition of employment act. So for me, Jane has right for a paid leave. For example, if she get pregnant or maternity leave and sick leave and getting paid during public holiday, she also entitled for working only 45 hours weekly and getting lunch break 1 hour daily. This is one of the right for employee to get under basic condition of employment act. So how Jane can solve if the problem become worse? So for me, Jane can file a case and sue her employer. With the first step, if she get all the evidence about her employer what wrongdoing and talk to her employer about how they fail to obligate and breach all the things that have been stated in the Employment Act 1995 and rule and guidance under International Labour Organization ILO and Article 8 of the Federal Constitution. This is because her employer has created hostile working environment toward their employee. So we come for the last ethical lesson that we can learn from the movie Existence, which is start your exit strategy. So when the working environment has become unbearable for you, it is fine to admit that toxicity has become too much to handle. Just like a Jane situation, hence before left, think truthfully, make sure you have other opportunities that line up for you as soon as you resign. When the start job search, looking for positions that inspire, promote personal and professional development. And there are several steps that you can do when you want to resign or you start your exit strategy. The first one is make a decision to leave. Decide it is right time or not for you to resign. For Jane case, it is much more better for her to leave as all her working environment is so toxic. And then create list your hope in the new job, what you seek for the new job. It is good environment, culture you found suit with, what kind of coworker that you want to work with. And then you start to commit your leave. Change job affect your finance, time and family also have. So put a reason and hold into it. And the next one is create an exit strategy. We are going to leave before or after you find a job. So make sure that you have to create an exit strategy. Where will you look for your new job? It is the same or not? And then choose proper date to resign. You must choose proper date to resign for yourself to get ready and also your employer. Choose proper date to resign so you and employer are ready for changing that will happen. Example, 2-week notice so he can find another replacement. Like in Jane case, she can send 24-hour notice to serve her employer right. Notice since the HR manager is so arrogant, they said there are ton or million people that are lined up for her position that they can swipe in for. And then zip all the secret by keeping the plan by yourself. Don't share with others, especially the people in your company, because you doesn't know it will getting worse from time to time. And then if you need some advice, try to find another people that are outside from your working radar. For example, your family, your relative, your other friends that doesn't work with you. And then keep positive. Don't add more toxic than it should. And then be more productive since you are near to your goals, which is resign. And then initiate your plan. Don't pick it out a firm date for you to resign. Prepare for leaving. Before that, try to update your resume to ensure that other interests to take you on board their company. Resign gracefully. You have a resign letter complete. Don't share the detail while you're leaving, but put it as a personal reason. And lastly, it is important for your image and also your professionalism. Maintain your professionalism. Even though you resign, you need to wrap up all the unfinished business and complete it on time. Offer your colleague last help and then say goodbye to them because it is maybe last time for you to see them. And then clean your work desk at work area better than you found it because it will improve your manners and also improve your image when you going outside. Thank you. That's all for me.